There are moments when ordinary routines reveal an unexpected vulnerability. Not through disruption or spectacle, but through the quiet awareness that someone else is paying attention. Most of us move through shared spaces assuming a kind of mutual invisibility. We are seen but not studied, present but not observed with intention, and usually that assumption holds. Yet there are occasions when that balance shifts, when attention lingers too long, when presence feels deliberate, when the familiar becomes slightly exposed. In those moments, discomfort does not arise from action, but from uncertainty, from the absence of explanation, from the realization that observation itself can alter how a moment is experienced. What remains to be considered is not the act of watching, but its effect, and what it means to continue as if nothing has changed, once awareness has settled in.
It began as an anomaly, an occurrence so sporadic and bizarre that few recognized it as a pattern. Over the course of 18 months, multiple fast food establishments in the greater metropolitan area reported incidents involving an unidentified male, seated alone in the driver's seat of a 2003 Lexus ES300, observing patrons with military-grade binoculars while they consumed their meals. The subject was never seen eating. He did not place orders, nor did he engage in conversation with employees. His sole function appeared to be watching, a silent overseer of human consumption. Due to his ability to flee the scene the moment employees were alerted, no detailed records of his physical appearance exist. Witness accounts describe him as a man of indeterminate age, wearing a monotone windbreaker and possessing an uncanny ability to sense impending detection. This document serves as an official case study into the fast food stalker, outlining his methods, his philosophy, and the extreme procedural measures undertaken in an attempt to capture him. The fast food stalker was not a casual observer. His process was rigorous, structured, and adhered to a level of precision that suggested an obsession beyond mere curiosity. Eyewitness reports from startled customers indicate the following tactical patterns. Vehicle positioning. The stalker never parked directly in front of a fast food restaurant. Instead, he selected semi-obscured vantage points, typically in the far corners of parking lots, ensuring maximum visibility while maintaining an escape route. Equipment utilization. His binoculars were not standard issue. On at least one occasion, a witness described a reflective glare from the lenses, indicating possible night vision or thermal capabilities. This suggests a financial investment into the practice beyond mere voyeuristic tendencies. Predictive escapism. When a patron made eye contact for longer than 3 seconds, the stalker initiated an immediate withdrawal protocol. Binoculars lowered. Key inserted into ignition with single motion efficiency. A controlled reversal out of the parking lot, avoiding erratic acceleration to maintain a low profile. Disappearance into suburban side streets, navigating in a manner suggesting prior route planning. These tactical exits made apprehension impossible. By the time employees were notified, the fast food stalker had already entered what can only be described as an alternate spatial existence, dissolving into the urban fabric without a trace. The first organized attempt to capture the fast food stalker occurred on a Tuesday evening at a Carl's Jr. off Interstate 94. At precisely 7:42 p.m., a customer, a middle-aged man consuming a Western bacon cheeseburger, became unsettled upon realizing he was being observed from a distance of approximately 67 feet. His report would later state, "I took a bite, looked up, and there he was. He had this stare, like he needed to see how the burger process unfolded in real time. Not judging, just studying." The customer, visibly disturbed, alerted the shift manager, who, recognizing the significance of the situation, initiated Protocol Creeper, a newly instated emergency plan designed for fast food stalker encounters. This consisted of the following coordinated steps. Manager exits the establishment, pretending to take out the trash. A second employee simultaneously captures video footage of the stalker's movements through the drive-thru window. But by the time officers arrived, the suspect's vehicle was already in motion, retreating with an efficiency that suggested counter-surveillance training. 2 highway patrol units attempted pursuit. The Lexus made 4 right turns in rapid succession, a classic counter-tracking maneuver. After a chase lasting 6 minutes, the suspect's vehicle turned sharply into an alley, passed beneath a low-clearance sign, and vanished. Officers arriving moments later found only tire marks and 2 street hobos pointing in opposite directions, both insisting they saw the car race down different streets. The fast food stalker had evaporated once again. Experts in forensic psychology were consulted in an attempt to understand the mind behind the behavior. Theories emerged, none of which could be definitively proven. The culinary anthropologist hypothesis. Some believe the stalker is conducting a long-term study on modern fast food consumption. His interest may be academic, attempting to catalog eating behaviors, bite dynamics, and caloric regret levels. This theory fails to explain his tendency to flee upon detection, a trait uncommon in serious researchers. The lost dieter theory. It is possible the stalker is a former fast food addict who has imposed upon himself a strict observational diet. He does not consume. He only watches, reliving past indulgences through second-hand gustatory experiences. The stolen identity theory. The lack of evidence regarding his true identity suggests a possibility that he does not legally exist. This theory, while dramatic, provides no insight into why he exclusively targets fast food locations. Despite multiple investigative angles, no psychological consensus has been reached. A rare moment of near-direct confrontation occurred at an In-N-Out Burger, where the stalker appeared to focus on a single patron. A heavily muscled man in a backwards cap and sleeveless tank top, visibly in the midst of a bulking phase. The man had just retrieved his order. 4 double-doubles wrapped protein style, 2 animal fries, and 2 milkshakes, 1 chocolate, 1 strawberry. While speaking on his phone, held between shoulder and ear, he attempted to carry the entire meal in one trip. Midway to his seat, the strawberry milkshake slipped, burst open on the tile, and began to spread. Agitated, he demanded a replacement, which the staff produced immediately. He sat, resumed eating, and soon noticed he was being watched. He paused and looked through the front window. The Lexus was parked across the lot, binoculars raised. Without hesitation, the man stood, pointed directly at the Lexus, and shouted, "What are you looking at?" Loud enough to cut through the noise of the dining room and turn every head. The entire restaurant froze. Fries hovered inches from mouths. A child dropped his phone and stared. Employees behind the counter stopped mid-motion, still holding wrapped burgers, unmoving. Then the man got up, fast, deliberate. He exited the restaurant at speed. The stalker dropped his binoculars and fled before contact could be made. He did not return to that location. The most coordinated and ambitious attempt to capture the fast food stalker occurred at a Taco Bell on Maple Avenue, following an incident in which a customer consuming a Crunchwrap Supreme reportedly heard the distinct sound of binoculars being adjusted from a distance of no more than 40 feet. In an unprecedented move, law enforcement coordinated a vehicular blockade, strategically positioning 2 patrol cars at each entrance of the parking lot. At 8:37 p.m., the suspect was observed in his usual location. His binoculars were raised. His attention was fixated on a newlywed couple sharing a Nachos Bel Grande. The moment he sensed the tactical maneuver, the Lexus entered what can only be described as a vehicular superposition state, moving in a manner both deliberate and impossible to predict. Eyewitness reports indicate that the car reversed at an unnatural speed, executing a J-turn that stunned officers. The suspect utilized a rarely seen emergency lane bypass maneuver, allowing him to breach the barricade. The vehicle was last seen entering a forest preserve, where all attempts at pursuit ceased due to a jurisdictional dispute between local and federal authorities. He was never seen at that Taco Bell again. As of this report's publication, the fast food stalker remains at large. His motivations, while debated, are ultimately unknowable. His ability to evade capture suggests an individual operating at a level of tactical awareness that exceeds standard urban stalking behaviors. A final question remains. What does he seek? To this, there is no answer, only the unyielding certainty that, somewhere, in a dimly lit parking lot, a 2003 Lexus idles softly behind tinted glass, its occupant watching, waiting, observing the consumption rituals of an unsuspecting public. He is always watching, and he is never caught. Perhaps he is not driven by hunger. Perhaps he simply longs to witness the final bite, not the meal, but the moment it becomes memory. Or perhaps it is something simpler. The angle of a straw too firmly inserted, the pause before a second dipping of a single fry. The silent choreography of 3 people sharing 12 nuggets without speaking. There are those who eat to live. There are those who live to eat. And then there is the man who watches both, from across the lot, in a car no one remembers parking. Some say he is a warning. Others say he is a mirror. But most simply finish their meal, wipe their hands, and pretend they did not see him. For in the end, it is not about the food. It is about who we become when the food is gone. And who was watching when it happened.